Hey, good morning, folks. It's Pastor Stephen back again with another No Frills daily devotional. And today's topic is same song, second verse. All right, and I hope you've been tracking with me, but I'm going to leave Jeremiah for a little bit today, and I'm going to stick in Joshua for just a moment for today because I was thinking about the previous episode that I did, and I want to kind of tease out this idea of how we have this tendency to take the freedom that Jesus has provided for us through his death on the cross and apply it to the wrong things in life. All right. Now I'm going to try to talk about that a little bit today, but please hold on for just a moment. All right. And so this idea of same song, second verse. Okay. Bad habits. I'm sure you know this, but bad habits are very hard to break. Okay. Bad habits are very hard to break. And why is that? It's because they are familiar to us. They are comfortable to us. Now, what got me thinking about this idea of bad habits is the passage that I finished off reading in my previous episode. This is from Joshua chapter 24, verses 14 through 15. And Joshua is about to die. And he and the Israelites have been living in the promised land. But the problem is they've brought all their bad baggage with them into the promised land, right? So the Israelites have left Egypt. They've left slavery. They've come with Moses and Joshua to the promised land. Now, Moses died in the desert, but now Joshua's brought them into the promised land, and they've lived in the promised land for a number of years. And what Joshua is seeing is same song, second verse. These people are reverting back to their own ways that they were set free from, right? They were set free from slavery, and here they are repeating the same mistakes. And I don't know if that ever happens to you or not, where you find yourself repeating the same mistakes, and you've told yourself, I'm never gonna do this again, but here you are doing it again. You said, I would never say that, but here you are saying that. I would never think that, but here you are thinking it, right? Sin habits are hard to break, and Jesus' death on the cross gave us freedom, okay? Freedom from sin. But the problem is, what do we often do with that freedom? We sin. That's just what we do. And so we've got to stop serving our sin habits. And so Joshua on his deathbed, right, he's saying to these people, he's like, get rid of the foreign gods that you've been serving in verse 14 of chapter 22 or 24. But if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose yourselves this day whom you're going to serve. But as for me and my house, we are going to serve the Lord. And what Joshua is hitting at here is, you guys, come on, you've been down this road before, and look what it's gotten you. Okay, it's going to get you the same thing that it's always gotten you. And so you need to make up your mind who you're going to serve. And Jesus' death on the cross has given us freedom from sin. Unfortunately, we don't always apply that freedom in the right direction. I'm going to take you to Proverbs, because this Proverbs was in my mind yesterday as I was finishing up this video, or yesterday's video. Was Proverbs 26, verse 11. And Solomon writes this. He says, as a dog returns to its vomit, so a fool returns to his folly. And we have this habit of doing the same old thing, right? Same song, second verse. I was never going to do this again, but here you are doing this, all right? So Stephen, okay, all right, I get it. I don't want to be caught in these sin habits anymore, right? And so help me out then, ma'am. How do we get rid of sin habits? Well, it's not about just behavior management, okay? That's what oftentimes we try to do, is we try to do what's called sin management, where I know it's wrong to do this, and so I just try not to do that wrong thing, okay? Now, that can work, but only to a certain extent. Okay, what I am going to offer instead is this idea called expulsiveness. Expulsiveness is this idea where you replace something bad with something good, right? If you get something in your eye, you flush it out, right? Get the bad thing out of your eye by flushing it out. And that's how you get rid of sin habits. Okay, we gotta flush them out of our lives. It's expulsiveness. We've gotta replace it with something good. I work in a school where I teach little kiddos, and we've got bad behaviors with our little kiddos. Okay, and so we can't just try to tell them to stop doing the old behavior. Rather, what we do is we try to replace their bad old behaviors with new good behaviors, right? If you want to stop eating a bunch of junk food at night, okay? Well, it's going to be really hard if your habit is just to sit on the couch and eat junk food at night, okay? You need to create a new habit. And just sitting on the couch not eating junk food isn't going to be feasible, right? Because as soon as Trisha opens up a bag of popcorn, game over, baby, right? And so I've got to replace that old habit with something new. Maybe instead of sitting on the couch at night eating junk food, maybe now I use that time to go and exercise. Or maybe I use that time to go and read, right? I got to replace these old habits with something new. And I don't want to, be careful though. You don't want to start a new sin habit though, right? Don't give up drinking and take up doing meth, right? You don't want to replace it with a new sin habit, all right? And so let me take you to Paul, all right? Paul's going to talk about this. This is Romans chapter 6. And he's on this idea of getting rid of old sin habits, right? But replacing them with new good habits. And he says, in the same way, this is Romans chapter 6, verse 11 through 13. In the same way, count yourselves dead to sin, but alive to Christ in Jesus. Therefore, do not let sin reign in your mortal body so that you obey its evil desires. And do not offer your body to sin as instruments of wickedness, but rather offer yourselves to God as those who have been brought from death to life, and offer the parts of your body to him as instruments of righteousness. Again, it's the same idea of you've been a slave to sin, okay? And that's got you what it's gotten you. Let's be slaves to righteousness. Let's create new habits in our lives and watch as that sin that seems to have such a grip on me starts to fade and fade and fade away. Hey, you guys, have an awesome, awesome day. Be blessed.